a spin-off by the producers of 60 Minutes, 3 to 5 minutes.
The three I's: intuition, integrity, and idealism. These three words are the main components in becoming a transcendentalist. Today we have Ralph Waldo Emerson and Henry David Thoreau with us in the studio to talk about the philosophy of transcendentalism. Hi, I'm Tyler Wolf, here with another edition of 3 to 5 minutes. I sat down and looked into the life of Ralph Waldo Emerson and Henry David Thoreau. Today we are lucky enough to have them in studio. So, Mr. Ralph Waldo Emerson, transcendentalism.
Yeah, it's a great philosophy that I'm proud to be a leading advocate of.
Could you tell me a little bit about this philosophy, some of the main components of being transcendental?
Yes. Well, the philosophy is about being moral and truthsome and pretty much viewing the world how it should be, not how it actually is.
How does one become a transcendentalist?
Well, one could become a transcendentalist by being a nonconformist, beating to the sound of your own drum. And society everywhere is in conspiracy against the manhood of its members. So, yeah.
How does one become a transcendentalist?
Well, one could be a transcendentalist by being a nonconformist, beating to the sound of your own drum. Society everywhere is in conspiracy against the manhood of every one of its members. So,
does nature play a role in the philosophy of transcendentalism?
Yes, well, my little protege here, who looks exactly like Mark Twain here, will tell you. No, nature is very important. You must realize that nature is beautiful and essential, and then become one with nature. If you want to be transcendental, you must realize a few things. You must realize that all men are naturally divine and good, and that all men should be equal.
Okay. How does a transcendental person view institutions such as the government, education, religious institutions?
Well, we believe that institutions corrupt the mind of the people and that they are ultimately evil. There's a time in every man's education when he arrives at the conviction that envy is ignorance, that imitation is suicide, and he must take himself for better or worse.
So, Mr. Emerson, we have a good surprise for you today, Mr. Henry David Thoreau.
Oh, hey, buddy! Oh, the man that didn't join his parents' pencil making industry.
Yes, I didn't.
Oh,
Became
so
my own man.
I've seen you made it out of prison.
Yes, just 186 years ago, straight out of Concord.
So, Henry, please tell me a little bit about how transcendentalism connects to you.
Why are you laughing?
It's just being with old friends.
I know, it's old
Being with
friends.
old friends.
It's a good reunion here.
No, it's a great reunion.
So,
Go on.
after graduating from Harvard, I became a teacher. But I had to quit due to corporal differences, which led to me to opening my own school.
So, how did the philosophy of transcendentalism, physically connect to you?
Well, I lived in a cabin alone for 2 years that I built myself at Walden Pond, where I was making my point about nonconformity and the beauty of nature.
So, what did you do during those 2 years in the woods?
I wrote my masterpiece called Walden, and I went to find the beauty of nature where I sucked out the marrow of life.
What are your views on nonconformity?
I would rather sit on a pumpkin and have it all to myself than to be on a crowded velvet couch. In other words, I'd rather be an individual than blend in with the crowd.
Very interesting. Is transcendental for more of a complicated person or very simple?
Our life is frittered away by detail. I live a very simple life.
Can you sum up some of your main points from your extraordinary piece, Civil Disobedience?
A perfect example of civil disobedience is when I didn't pay the poll tax for the Mexican War. I believe in the majority of one and breaking the law if the law is unjust. Martin Luther King followed my theory of civil disobedience.
in King's letter to Birmingham jail. He claims that there are two kinds of laws, just and unjust laws. He says that they wanted to use negotiation to solve the racist acts in Alabama, but he would use direct action to accomplish his goals of negotiation.
This is Teen Wolf signing off. Maybe I should just go to 60 minutes or something.